Tonight on Monday Night Raw, emotions ran higher than ever before. In an episode packed with tension, drama, and unforgettable moments, the WWE Universe witnessed chaos unfold right before their eyes. What began as a competitive night of wrestling ended in absolute destruction, when the Vision, one of WWE's most dominant factions, completely imploded after CM Punk's stunning victory in the main event to become the new No. 1 contender for the WWE World Heavyweight Championship. This was not just another Monday night. This was a story of pride, betrayal, and raw emotion. From the opening bell, the energy inside the arena was electric. Fans filled every seat, holding signs, chanting names, and waiting for what WWE had been teasing all week, a high-stakes No. 1 contenders match that could change the landscape of Raw forever. CM Punk, the self-proclaimed best in the world, had returned with fire in his eyes. Across the ring stood the Vision's leader, a man who had spent months building his faction's dominance, a group known for their ruthless tactics, unity, and psychological warfare. But tonight, unity shattered. The Vision entered the arena with their signature dark aesthetic, black and gold gear, synchronized steps, and cold, unflinching stares. They had one goal: make sure their leader stayed at the top. For weeks, they had attacked rivals, interfered in matches, and sent messages that nobody could stop them. They were a symbol of control and power. But CM Punk, he was never one to play by anyone's rules. As the bell rang, the crowd roared. The chants began immediately, CM Punk, CM Punk, echoing throughout the building. The Vision's leader smirked, mocking the audience. He took control early, grounding Punk with technical holds and punishing strikes. But as minutes turned into moments of desperation, it became clear, Punk was fighting with purpose. This was not just about a title shot. This was about redemption, about proving that after years away, after every injury and controversy, he still belonged at the very top. The match was brutal: suplexes, kicks, counters, both men refusing to quit. Ringside, the members of the Vision, each loyal to their leader, stood watching closely. But then came the first crack. Midway through the match, one of the Vision's members accidentally distracted the referee at the wrong time. Instead of helping their leader, the distraction allowed Punk to hit a springboard clothesline. The crowd exploded. The Vision's leader shot a glare so cold, it froze his teammate in place. For the first time, tension within the group was visible. Punk capitalized, locking in the Anaconda Vice. The fans were on their feet. The Vision's members scrambled to the apron, yelling at the referee, trying to break the hold. Chaos surrounded the ring, and that's when it happened. Another member of the Vision tried to slide in a steel chair, but Punk intercepted it. The referee turned just in time to see the weapon and refused to count. The argument gave Punk the opening he needed, a devastating GTS go to sleep out of nowhere. 1, 2, 3. The arena erupted. CM Punk was now the No. 1 contender for the WWE World Heavyweight Championship. Fireworks went off, the crowd was deafening, and Punk stood tall on the ropes, screaming to the fans, "I'm back." But as Punk celebrated, the camera cut to the Vision, and the real story began. Their leader sat in the corner, staring blankly at the mat. His teammates stood around, unsure whether to help him up or stay silent. You could feel the air shift. He slowly got up, looked at each member, and suddenly, slap. He slapped the one who caused the earlier distraction. The crowd gasped. It didn't stop there. The Vision's leader shouted furiously, blaming his entire faction for his loss. He kicked the ropes, threw his jacket, and shoved another member. The once unbreakable brotherhood of the Vision was crumbling live on television. One member tried to calm him down, only to get shoved right back. Another stepped forward to defend his teammate, and the next second, fists started flying. The Vision was turning on itself. The crowd couldn't believe it. CM Punk, standing at the top of the ramp, turned around to watch the implosion unfold. He smirked, almost poetic, as if he knew this was his plan all along. Inside the ring, the scene was pure chaos. The Vision's leader hit his own teammate with a devastating running knee. Another member tried to intervene, only to get clotheslined into the corner. The fans were chanting, "This is awesome," not for the violence, but for the shocking collapse of what was once the most dominant group in WWE. Security rushed down, trying to separate them, but the damage was already done. The Vision, the faction that once promised to change the future of WWE, was now tearing itself apart. Backstage cameras followed as the Vision members continued arguing in the hallway. The leader screamed, "You all failed me," while another yelled back, "No, you failed us." The tension was unbearable. WWE officials tried to break it up, but punches flew, and the locker room had to step in. Meanwhile, CM Punk gave an exclusive backstage interview. Still sweating, still catching his breath, he looked into the camera and said, "Greater than, you see that out there? That's what happens when you build your empire on lies." The Vision was never about loyalty. It was about control, and control always slips away. The best in the world doesn't need backup, he stands alone. His words hit hard. Within minutes, social media exploded. Hashtag CM Punk, hashtag The Vision, hashtag WWE Raw, and hashtag Main Event were trending worldwide. Fans were divided. Some celebrated Punk's victory, others mourned the end of The Vision. Commentators described the night as the most unpredictable ending in months. Analysts speculated whether The Vision was truly over or if this was just the beginning of something darker. Later in the show, during a post-match segment, The Vision's leader was seen storming into the parking lot, refusing to speak to anyone. Cameras caught him shouting at a crew member, smashing a chair into a production crate, and driving off into the night, leaving his teammates behind. The rest of The Vision stood silently. One of them dropped the faction's signature jacket on the floor and walked away. Another stared at the logo on the wall, the golden eye symbol that once represented dominance, before turning his back on it. And just like that, the era of The Vision came to a shocking end. In one night, CM Punk not only secured his path to the WWE World Heavyweight Championship, he destroyed one of the most feared factions in modern WWE history. As the credits rolled and the show faded to black, the commentary team summed it up perfectly. Greater than, tonight, the best in the world proved that truth can destroy illusions. The Vision couldn't handle their own reflection, and they paid the ultimate price. The WWE Universe will be talking about this night for a long time. Because this wasn't just a victory for CM Punk, it was a statement. A message to every superstar in the locker room that no alliance, no faction, no manipulation can stand in the way of destiny. As fans left the arena, they were still buzzing, chanting Punk's name, holding signs that read, "The Vision is blind," and "Best in the World returns." It was more than just wrestling, it was storytelling at its finest. A night where everything changed. CM Punk walked out not just as the No. 1 contender, but as the man who tore down a kingdom, and somewhere in the shadows, the fallen leader of the Vision is surely plotting his revenge. Because in WWE, every ending is just the beginning of another war.